There is a nest in your yard right now that you have never noticed, and in a few days, it will be empty, and you will never know it was ever full. Most people assume that is simply how it goes. The eggs hatch, the babies grow, and one day they fly off into the wider world, gone from your yard for good. It feels tidy. It feels like an ending. But the reality is far stranger, far more local, and far more deliberate than that. The truth is, you are very likely surrounded by baby birds right now, this week, this season, and you are not seeing almost any of them. Not because they left, because they are hiding, on purpose, sometimes less than 20 feet from your back door. Welcome back to the hidden mind of birds. By the end of this one, you are going to understand something that changes the way you look at every patch of dense shrub, every brush pile, every messy corner of your yard you have been meaning to clean up. Stay until the end, because the last part of this, what is actually happening in that thicket walk past every day, is going to make you think twice before you ever tidy up your yard again. Here is where it starts. A baby bird leaves the nest long before it can fly. That sentence alone breaks most people's mental model. We picture a nest as a kind of nursery. The bird graduates from small and helpless one day, capable and airborne the next. But ornithologists at the Cornell Lab of Ornithology have documented something different. For the vast majority of songbirds, the young leave the nest while they are still mostly flightless, often able to manage nothing more than a clumsy, gliding hop from one branch to the next. This stage has a name. It's called fledging, and the bird in it is a fledgling, and fledging is not the finish line. It is a starting gun. Stay with me here, because this is the part most people get completely backwards. A fledgling on the ground, fluffed up, hopping awkwardly under a bush, is not a baby bird in trouble. It is a baby bird exactly where it is supposed to be. The parents are nearby, usually within a few dozen feet, watching, calling, still delivering food multiple times an hour. They are not gone. They are not negligent. They have simply moved their entire operation into hiding, and they have moved their offspring there with them. Think about why a nest becomes a liability the longer it is used. A nest stays in one place. It collects scent, it collects noise. A cup of hungry nestlings begging in unison is not a quiet sound, and over the 2 or 3 weeks they spend in it, predators have an enormous amount of time to find it. A blue jay, a snake, a raccoon, a neighborhood cat, all of them are, in effect, running a search algorithm on your yard, and the nest full of squawking young is the easiest target they could ask for. So the moment the young are even partially capable of movement, the entire family does something you have probably never registered. It disperses, not into the open sky, into the densest, most tangled, least visible parts of your yard. This is the part that changes the way you think about your own backyard. A fledgling robin does not head for the open lawn or the top of a tree. It heads down, and into the base of a shrub, the inside of a hedge, the tangle of a brush pile, the dense low growth where a hawk cannot dive and a cat cannot pounce without being heard first. The messy corner of your yard that you have been meaning to clear out, the one with the overgrown forsythia, or the pile of fallen branches you never got around to hauling away for about 10 to 14 days every spring and summer, that corner may be functioning as a nursery. The cardinal does something similar, though it leans even harder into cover. A fledgling cardinal will sit absolutely still inside dense vegetation for long stretches, sometimes for an hour or more, while a parent forages nearby and returns periodically to feed it. The chickadee does this too, tucking its barely flighted young into the thickest available foliage and relying on stillness, not speed, as the primary defense. Different species, same strategy. When you cannot fly well, you do not run. You disappear. The tufted titmouse does something similar, though it adds a layer most people never expect. Titmice fledglings often hide in loose proximity to chickadee young, and the parents of both species appear to take advantage of each other's alarm calls during this period, meaning your hidden nursery may not even be single species. It may be a small, mixed cluster of vulnerable young from 2 or 3 different families, sharing the same patch of cover, each set of parents partly relying on the other species' warning system to know when danger is close. What this means for your yard is this: the empty-looking lawn, the quiet flower bed, the spot where you have not seen a single bird all afternoon. None of that is actually empty. You are looking at a stage set after the actors have stepped a feet back into the wings. They are still there. They are just no longer standing in the light. There is something else most people do not know, and it is the detail that tends to stop people mid-sentence when I explain it. During this window, the parent birds are not just hiding their young. They are actively managing how visible the young are, almost as if running a kind of security operation. Research on songbird parental behavior has shown that adults adjust how they care for fledglings when danger is nearby. If a potential predator, including a person, lingering too close is present, parents may stay back, wait, or approach more cautiously rather than leading attention directly to their young. They are not simply delivering food. They are protecting information. In a sense, the parent is not just feeding its offspring. It is managing a secret. Sit with that for a second. The next time you see a robin perched conspicuously on your fence, looking almost like it is posing, consider the possibility that it is not posing at all. It may be doing the opposite of revealing something. It may be drawing your eye deliberately away from a patch of ivy 6 feet to its left, where its actual offspring is sitting motionless, waiting. This is also why people so often rescue a baby bird that was never in danger. You find a fluffy-feet, short-tailed bird on the ground, unable to fly, and every instinct says it fell. It is abandoned. It needs help. But wildlife rehabilitators and ornithologists say this is, by a wide margin, the single most common and most damaging misunderstanding in backyard bird behavior. The young jump from the nest unable to fly, and for roughly the next 10 days are still fed by their parents, who are almost always present, simply staying back because a human is standing too close. Picking that fledgling up does not save it. It separates it from a feeding schedule and a hiding strategy it was never failing at in the first place. One wildlife writer who fields these calls regularly describes the same story over and over. Someone finds a fledgling on the ground, assumes it fell, and places it back into a nest it deliberately left, sometimes more than once. The bird simply jumps back out because the ground-level hiding spot, not the nest, is where its instincts are now telling it to be. The nest, to that bird, is already the past. There is something worth sitting with in that. The most natural human impulse to scoop up a vulnerable-looking creature and bring it somewhere safer is, in this one specific case, almost always the wrong instinct. Safest place for that bird is usually the place you found it. The kindest thing you can do is the hardest one. Walk away and let a hiding strategy older than your species play out the way it is supposed to. The implication runs even further than your yard. This entire hidden phase, the dispersal into cover, the days of near flightless hiding, the parents running food back and forth, like couriers to an address only they know, is happening on a scale most people never picture. It is not one nest, one bush, one family. Across a single suburban block in peak season, there can be a dozen or more of these hidden nurseries running simultaneously. One in the holly by the mailbox, one in the dense yew by a neighbor's porch, one in the ivy climbing a fence 3 yards down. Not a handful of birds passing through. A whole hidden layer of infancy, distributed block by block, running just behind the visible version of your neighborhood. This is the part that changes the way you think about the scale of it. Not one hidden nursery in your neighborhood. Not a handful. Across an entire town in peak fledgling season, typically late spring into midsummer, across most of North America. The number of these concealed, ground and shrub-level family units can run into the thousands, all operating at once, all invisible from the street, all relying on the same basic principle. Stay low, stay still, stay quiet, and let the cover do what feathers cannot yet do. Every dog walk you have taken in June has very likely passed within feet of several of them without you knowing, and it does not last. This is the part that, once you know it, you cannot stop noticing. The hiding phase is temporary by design, typically a week or two, because every day spent flightless on the ground is a day of real risk. The young birds are working, constantly, at the one skill that ends the vulnerable phase, flight. Short hops become longer glides. Glides become unsteady flights to a low branch. Within roughly 2 weeks of leaving the nest, most songbirds can fly competently enough to abandon the ground-level hiding strategy for good, and that is the moment they finally become visible, the way we expect baby birds to be perched, awkward, begging loudly from a branch, easy to spot. So if you have ever wondered why you rarely see baby birds, and then suddenly, for about a week in early summer, you see them constantly, clumsy, fat-cheeked, trailing a parent around the feeder, begging with that distinctive fluttering wing display, that is not a sudden population boom. That is the hidden phase ending. That is an entire hidden generation stepping, almost all at once, out of the cover they would have been raised in. What you were looking at all along, in that quiet patch of shrubbery you almost cleared out last spring, was never an empty corner of your yard. It was a nursery you were not invited to see. So go back to that image from the start, the nest that goes quiet, the yard that looks empty. You now know what that silence actually is. It is not absence. It is a family that has gone to ground, deliberately, skillfully, right under your nose, trusting the cover of your own overgrown hedge to do what the nest no longer could. It also means the parts of your yard you have judged the hardest, the corner you call messy, the hedge you call overgrown, the brush pile you have been meaning to drag to the curb, may be doing more work than anything you have deliberately planted. Untidy, to a fledgling, is just another word for safe. There is something worth sitting within that. Somewhere within a few dozen feet of where you are sitting right now, there may be a baby bird that has never once let you see it, not because it is far away, but because, for now, staying hidden from you is exactly how it survives. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever found a baby bird hiding in your yard, or thought one had fallen when it had not? I want to hear what happened. I read every one. I will see you in the next one.